Well, hello YouTube. Here we are with a bit of a video. Well, of course, as the leaves start to fall off the trees, the air temperature changes. You're reminded that, well, winter's on its way. So of course you go and thin out the old bicycle hoard that you've accumulated over the summer. You know, buying them, picking them up and stuff, and fixing them up and selling them. You end up with some that are left over that you passed up on the fixing up the first time around, and you've kind of marked them as parts, the second time around and stuff like that. So of course the third time around you're going to take a closer look at them, assess them, decide if you should strip them on out and use them as parts, scrap the rest, or if they're good enough for a fourth round look and maybe possibly fix them on up. So of course, we have a couple of bicycle frames here. This one here I bought for parts. It had a nice set of wheels on it. I've kept this frame for probably 3 years after I got rid of the wheels, and thinking I'd find another parts bike to use for parts, but really never have. So I guess on the way out it goes. These two here I picked up this summer, and then they're pretty rough as it is, but they have both good back wheels, which is kind of rare to find. So probably all I'm really going to do to these is pull off the back rims, because the rest of the bike is pretty rough and well used. This black bike here is all here, it's all straight and all that. The black one here has got the front disc brakes, so I'm going to give her another once over looking and see how it goes. It does have a mismatched set of rims, so that's kind of throwing me off a little bit then in fixing it up and stuff, but I probably have a spare set of rims that I can throw on this bike and use it and all that. And of course the Trek behind it is basically a parts bike. Without the seat post and seat and rims, it's not worth it to me to put money into it to put it back on the road, right? And of course this little Sport Tech 20-inch bike, the rims are bent on it, and it was sitting outside before I got it, and it's been sitting outside for probably the last 2 summers that I've got it, and it's been sitting outside since I picked it up here, and really its condition hasn't gotten any better. This old Rocky Mountain Fat City Flyer, for those of you that have been watching my videos, you'll know exactly how long I've had this bike, and it's probably just going to get rolled completely into the trailer the way she sits. So over here we have 5 bikes. They are complete, they are rideable. This one at the back has nice tires. This one right here just needs a set of front brakes to really make it semi-passable. This little pink one on the end needs a set of grips, and this guy here, well, it was a customer's bike that I had fixed up for the customer, but I don't know, the customer changed their mind, and well, I've been kind of stuck with it for like the last 2 years, so it's the time for it to go now. Now, I usually don't like wrecking good bikes that are rideable, so these guys here, there's a place in town that takes donations of bicycles. I'm going to take these guys down and give them a good old donation. Hopefully they can use them for either children or parts, or give them to somebody that can, right? This white guy here has some nice tires on it, has some nice grip shift or twist shift, has a passable seat, but I don't know if the camera's picking up, but you see right there the front fork up at the crown there is actually bent, so therefore that basically dooms this bike to be parts. And of course, already in the jaws of the crusher here is this orange bike here. This is one of those trick bikes or freestyle type bikes. I've had this bike now for probably 2 or 3 years. I picked it up way back as like a package deal with a bunch of other bicycles, and never really got a chance to look at it. It looked complete, all there and all that, but it had been vandalized, as you see by the twist in the handlebars for one. The scrapes in the handlebars, that could have been took care of. The stem itself could have been sanded and polished out. But of course, like true vandals do, they bend the wheels on the bicycles, you know, before they, you know, throw the bike in the garbage. Front and back rim is severely bent. It does have good tires, and I believe the tubes did hold air when I picked the bike up years ago. So essentially with this bike here, I thought about fixing it up, but there's a few dings in the frame from them throwing it on something hard, and the frame itself might in fact be slightly bent as well. If you take a look at the crank here, it just barely clears the frame right there, so either the crank is bent or the frame is bent. I'm guessing the crank is bent, so you know, really, this bike here needs more parts for me than what I can get out of it in terms of sale, right? So of course, this is another one of those bikes out of the 15 that I have that will be going. I believe I will save 5 out of the 15. So let's get going, let's get rolling, see what we can get for good parts, see what we can get for scrap, and well, take it all from there. Well guys, there we go. The work stand is empty. The work table looks rather bare. All I basically got was one suspension fork, one stem, one handlebar, one derailleur, and one seat clamp. Of course, the tires turned out to be checked that I wanted to save. Probably could have saved the tubes, however, of course, I do have a overabundance of tubes in my collection. A lot of these parts are badly worn, badly damaged, or broken altogether, or I have a surplus of them. So I've kind of reached the point in my bicycle hoarding that unless parts are premium, I don't keep them, because how many wore out you know, derailleurs or twist shifts does a guy really need, you know? In my years of fixing up bicycles, a lot of the parts that I have become obsolete, and then in time you have to get rid of them, right? The back rims that I thought were good on those two bikes turned out to be bad. So one had a bearing issue, which of course makes it, you know, no good, and the other one was bent. Probably could have fixed the bearings if I really was in a bind for rims, but I really have, you know, extras, so I don't really need them. And of course, you know, like many of you are probably going to see good parts in this pile, but at the same time, you know, what do you do, right? They have to go. I can't keep them, and I don't need to have these kicking around for another 6-8 months, or, you know, through the winter and into the spring again, right? But on a semi-good note, this one bike here, the Fuji bicycle, has been saved. The rims were straight. I was going to pull the rims off the bike. Of course, it does have a mismatched set of rims. They almost match, but they don't. They're two different brands, two different styles, and you know, kind of, and I believe they're even off of separate bicycles from what the frame was as well. It does need a derailleur, of course, but that's no biggie because I do have that in my collection. Everything else seems to be fairly complete with this bike. I'm debating if I should keep this in my own collection for the winter project, or if I should donate it there with the other, you know, 5 bicycles, right? But of course, guys, you know, this has been kind of a light bicycles stripping and scrapping, if you will. You know, it sucks to throw away good parts, but at the same time, you know, you don't need to have a surplus or overabundance of parts you'll never really use, you know. As technology changes on the bicycles, some of these parts become basically obsolete and really not used anymore. But like I said, guys, that's pretty much end for this video, and as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's World. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.